Hello and welcome back to the Soulful Business Show. I am Kaylin Asher, your host. I am so glad you are here with me today because we are going to be talking about how to discover your soul business niche. Now, niching is a hot topic in the coaching industry and all industries, in fact. But today I want to give you some really clear, practical steps as to how to begin to decipher what your perfect soul-aligned niche is. Even if you have no clue, or maybe you're multi-passionate and feeling pulled in a bunch of different directions. But first, I want to clearly define what niching is. We're going to talk about why it's important, and of course, how you can begin to discover, decipher, define what your unique soul business niche is. You ready? All right. So the very first thing that is important to understand is, what is a niche? We hear this word all the time. Some people say niche. I'm going to just stick with niche for today. But a niche is a way of differentiating your services, your offers, so that you stand out for those right clients, for those perfect for you clients. Now, a lot of people are scared of niching down. They think, oh, if I get really specific, I am going to alienate people. I'm going to drive people away. There's going to be such a small pool. I'll never find clients. And the truth is, the opposite is really true. When you really show up in your power, in your unique skill set, in your niche, you magnetize those right clients to you because they feel so connected to you. You're not watering down your message trying to appeal to everybody. You are being really clear and laser focused on what you do, and more importantly, what you do not do, so that the right people, those right clients, those soulmate clients can connect with you. And so it is, especially in the beginning, I think important, very important, to figure out what is that niche, what is that thing that you want to be known for right now. Down the line, when you gain a bigger following, when you have more notoriety in your industry, you can absolutely begin to branch out and talk about more topics, teach on more things. But in the beginning, it's really nice for your prospective clients to have clarity about who you are and what you're offering, what you're showing up as, and for you. Instead of thinking, well, what content should I create for Instagram or Facebook, or what should I do in terms of emails and all of that. And when we have a million different topics we're talking about, it can be really scattered. If we know that we're hyper focused on this type of person with this type of need, it becomes so much easier to brainstorm and make the most of our time and energy. And I know a lot of you know I have a 3-day work week, and so really honoring my time and my energy are vitally important for me. And I would imagine same for you. So we've covered what is a niche. We've also talked a little bit about why niching is important. And I think that one of the biggest things that holds us back is this fear of commitment, of, well, if I only talk about this specific thing, then I'm going to get bored, or I'm not going to have enough ideas because it's so specific. So let's give a real life example so that we can really begin to understand what a niche looks like. So a non-niche would be a health coach. I'm a general health coach. I'll work with anyone from babies to, adults, and I will help them with anything. A more specific niche, if it's aligned with you, aligned with your strengths, aligned with your purpose, could be helping women with autoimmune disorders, or even more specifically, helping women with autoimmune disorders who are hoping to become pregnant. If your journey involved coping with an autoimmune disorder and understanding how to nourish your body, and that enabled you to get pregnant. So I think you can see the power behind that. If there is a woman with an autoimmune disorder who is hoping to get pregnant, you are the only health coach she is going to want to work with. She's going to understand that you get her. She's going to feel that, and she is going to know that you are the right person for her. Let's talk about a business coach. I'm a business coach. I can help you with anything from marketing to sales to visibility, anything you want. It's all there, big long menu. Instead of, I help you grow your business by using Instagram Reels. I'm an Instagram Reels strategist. My whole thing is about helping you grow your business, grow your visibility, grow your brand, get clients organically through the mechanism of Instagram Reels. You see how defined that is? If I am playing with Instagram and wanting to up my Reels strategy, which I actually am, I've been working on that a lot lately, this is the person I'm going to want to work with. Not some business coach who, in their huge bucket of offerings, does a little bit about Instagram, but someone who has made it, for now at least, their specific priority to research, understand how to hashtag, how to find the best audios, what equipment to use to light, and all of that good stuff. I hope you're understanding and feeling the power behind niching down. So, as if you're watching me now live on Facebook and you are in business, you have a niche, I would love to know what your business is, what you focus on specifically, who you specifically help. I think it's really powerful to share that and practice sharing it, even if you're brand new. And if you have any questions or are catching the replay, let me know that too. Put hashtag replay or share your questions. And I absolutely will be checking back in the days and weeks to come to answer any questions you have about figuring out your soul business niche. So what makes a soul business niche different from just a business niche? And here's the distinction. A business niche is chosen because you think you can make money. You think you can find clients of, well, I'm a health coach and there's a lot of people who are going gluten-free right now. And that's a really big trend. And I know, obviously people have true issues where they have to do that, but people are exploring that, they're eliminating this. I should focus on that because that's what people want. Instead of the example I gave earlier of where you learned how to nourish your body to cope and heal and help your autoimmune disorder, and then it enabled you to get pregnant, and then you teach that very thing. You teach that because you lived it, you experienced it. So that's the distinction. It's not from a place of, I think this will make me money because I think it's a good idea, versus this is something that is stemming from deep within me. This is a yearning, a passion of mine. And I have either personal experience with it firsthand, or it's something that I have knowledge of personally. Maybe I helped a family member with this or a friend with this. So how do we find that soul business niche? How do we do that once we get clear on, okay, I really want to show up authentically. I really want to serve from my soul. I want to feel like I am in alignment with my purpose. I want to feel fulfilled by my work. All amazing things. How do we do that? So what we need to do is give ourselves permission to play a little bit with this. We need to notice what we're curious about, what lights us up. When we're scrolling on Instagram, what do we stop at, right? What are we pinning on Pinterest? What books sit on our nightstand? What conversations do we love having with our friends, our family? What courses do we buy? What things light you up, that spark, that sacred spark within you? What lights you up? And start to notice that and realize not everyone's lit up by the same stuff, right? It's really easy to think, oh, I'm interested in this. This is an interesting topic. Everyone else must be too. But that's not always the case. And your right clients will very likely be interested in those things that you're interested in as well. Another really helpful thing is to look back. Look back over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, especially your adult experience. and see what the through line has been. What jobs have you had? What did you like about those certain jobs? Maybe also what didn't you like about those certain jobs? What certifications did you go for? What hobbies have you experienced? And notice, what is that through line between the things that you've done, that you've been interested in, the professions, the careers that you've had and taken on? And you could even think back to your teenage years or childhood. Were you always sketching pictures? Did you love cooking in the kitchen? Were you digging in the dirt and, looking at all the bugs? What are those things? And it's not to say necessarily that, you have to tie that into your niche in a very literal way, but maybe it just is communicated in your social media marketing, oh, well, I love being outside and I'm shooting all my videos inside. I'm going to shoot some of my videos outside. Or, yeah, I love nature, but all the colors I'm using are like really, bright and vibrant, and they don't feel authentic to me. I just saw other people were using those to get people's attention. I thought I should too, but I really love more muted tones, and it can be a subtle inclusion in your niche that defines you. But it's really important that we show up as authentically as we possibly can. So be curious, explore, have fun. Don't, if you can, do your very best to not put an agenda around this of, I will figure this out in the next 3 days and then I will know my niche and that'll be that. Instead, give yourself a little spaciousness to explore. And as you come across something of, this webinar popped up with this really cool topic about, maybe you're a photographer and it's all about how to photograph, I don't know, flat lays or something, right? Because everybody loves those flat lays on Instagram, how to photograph great flat lays. And it's like, yeah, I've always been taking pictures. I'm a wedding photographer, but something about this flat lay thing is really interesting to me. And I always love playing on Instagram. Just go there and see what reveals itself to you. Don't think so linearly. If this has to add up to this, has to add up to this. Give yourself a little permission to play and explore. And the last thing I want to mention there is, if you haven't yet acquainted yourself with my soul business archetypes, there are 6 of them. I've been doing reels and posts and sharing lots of information all about them over on Instagram. My handle's at kaylin.asher. I absolutely love to connect with you there. And these soul business archetypes are really helpful because they help you see your innate strengths and gifts and how they're distinct from other people's, and also how to work with them and appreciate them and incorporate them into the work that you do in the real world. So I'm not going to go through all 6 of those soul business archetypes, but the 6 are healer, visionary, nurturer, supporter, strategist, and creative. There's 6 different types. Like I said, I've been posting all week over on Instagram, reels and posts and stories about those archetypes. And so if that type of personal knowledge would be useful, I know I love taking all the archetype quizzes and understanding my Enneagram and my human design and all of that. If that would be useful to you, make sure you come on over to Instagram. Like I said, my handle is kaylin.asher, and you can find all that information there. We're actually in the process of creating an amazing quiz that will help you type yourself as one of the archetypes, and it's going to have lots of valuable information. So make sure you're hanging out with me over there. And the last thing I want to mention, if you're at that place where you're like, I think I'm getting a handle on my niche, I know who I want to serve, I know how I want to show up, how do I get those clients? I have an awesome free masterclass that is now available. It's all about attracting soulmate one-on-one clients, even if you're brand new. So if that sounds like something that would support you, you can head on over to kaylinasher.com/masterclass and sign up. It's totally free, provides a ton of value, and shares my simple 3-step method for attracting one-on-one clients, even if you've got a full busy life or only want to be working a couple hours a week, whatever your jam is. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Soulful Business Show. The link for that masterclass is with the show notes. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Same time, same place. Take care.